got black Latinos and Native Americans. When the Lord says that our kingdom is to come, as long as we follow the law, statutes, and commandments.
I got the camera bag, I'm the cameraman. If shit getting active, I'ma stand it down. We taking ground, call the ambulance. That shit go right, right. If shit go left, you best get right, or you'll get left. You got that right. That shit go. If you got a problem, we'll handle it. Niggas acting hard, you better stand on it. We on every corner, we stamping it. You better get your life for this camp shit. We ain't playing around, there's no cowards, dog. If niggas charged up, you get powered off. Rude of speech, keep it raw. It ain't my fault that you niggas soft. It ain't my fault that these niggas frauds. It ain't my fault that them niggas rats. If your colors fly, you don't get that shit go left, right, left, right, left, right. If shit go left, you best get right, or you'll get left. You got that right. That shit go left, right, right. If shit go left, you best get right, or you'll get left. You got that right. That shit go.
Wanna go to war, gotta hop into the van. Tryna cut the scene of something you don't understand. Getting checked from my betterment, better take it like a man. Nigga, how you walk away for camp? If you willing to die, you better be willing to stand. Take a trip around the world, see a bunch of corners held by them UPK niggas. All them UPK niggas go to camp. And I'm on Shamar here hanging out the car. Wonder when I pull up straight to the battlefield. And I'ma make sure niggas make it back home. Say, nigga, what you thought? Whether anything moving, I be on. Gotta remind them we nothing like them niggas that you saw. If you hear back up, that'll be your last time to get out the way. The price to pay before
that shit go left.
Nah, for real though.
Left. If shit go left, you best get right, or you'll get left. You got that right. That shit go left.
Nah, for real though.
Left. If shit go left, you best get right, or you'll get left. You got that.
How about swim y'all south around the thug? Move that thug! Move that thug! Move that thug! The Father we fear! The Father we fear! The whole side! The whole side! Eastward! Eastward! Eastward!
Shalom Israel. We are the ISUPK at the 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. And today, Wednesday's law class. Let's clap it up. First thing I want to start off with, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. This is a school, so if you're following online or in class, make sure you have a pen and paper, take notes. Also share, check in for attendance. Make sure you check in. So the title of this class is "The Law Unlocks Our True Strength as a Nation." All right. Contrary to what we believe or have been taught by the Christian church, the laws, statutes, and commandments never go away. Nobody has been taught that growing up, that we do not need to keep the laws. But we are always supposed to obey the Lord's laws, statutes, and commandments. God gave us a dietary laws on what to eat. He also gave us laws on how we should raise our children. He gave us laws on how to build our families, how to treat one another, and how to deal with anything or any person that teaches a doctrine that goes against his laws. This is why the laws are important. All right. These laws are blueprint to the DNA, our DNA as Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. Just like anything, like when you go to a store and you buy something, right? It has its instructions, right? It has a manual on how to use it and what is good for whatever device you're using. All right. So think of it like you got a car. All right. You cannot put the wrong type of oil in your car because what's going to happen? You're going to end up destroying that car. Well, here in America and throughout the world, the 12 tribes, we've been putting in a lot of religions and beliefs and customs of other nations. And in fact, that has been destroying us as a people. So we need to really understand that the laws allow us to become greater, right? So we're going to start off today with Deuteronomy 4, verse 4. All right, a lot of times growing up, you learn that the laws are important when it comes to the Christian church, but meanwhile, they'll still tell you the tithe. I remember when I first got my first tattoo. All right, my mom, she's a Christian church. She was like, "Oh, you ain't supposed to get no tattoo. It's in the law." But I thought y'all told us the law was done away with. So what you're gonna start to realize when it comes to the Christian church is more or less whatever they choose to feel comfortable with doing. But you got to understand, like Most High, he gives us laws, statutes, and commandments of how we're supposed to live. And that's it. It's not a suggestion. It's what we're supposed to do. So like here, sir, when if anybody got Deuteronomy 4 and 4, you can begin reading.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 4. But ye that did cleave unto the Lord your God are alive, every one of you this day.
So understanding when you cleave unto the Lord thy God, you are alive. And this is when the Most High is talking to us, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. All right, he's letting us know when you cleave unto him, all right, you will become alive. Every one of us. All right, keeping God's laws to a Christian is basically a small thing. Not to eat pork. It's a small thing not to be a part of the alternate lifestyle. The small thing for a woman to lay with multiple men. It's a small thing to not have an abortion. It is a small thing to not touch kids in the Christian church, right? It is a small thing to lie with another man's woman, right? These are all things that we constantly see in the Christian church that continuously happen. And they aren't dealt with. They look at them things as just, it's just a part of it, right? Because they tell us the laws are done away with. And you got to really understand, this is why when you're not going to hear it nowhere but here in the truth in the ISUPK when we tell you that Christianity is nothing more than a tool of white supremacy. Because all those things that when you decide not to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, you are doing exactly what America wants you to do. Look at their societies. You think nowadays, when you understand what's going on in these churches and these Muslim mosques when it comes to our children, right? That was a practice that the devil's been doing when it comes to little kids, right? And now our people have taken on their culture, and now we are assimilating ourselves with the same thing they used to do. We used to think that the only kids was getting touched was in the Catholic Church. But now you're starting to find out that it's happening in our churches. It's happening in our Muslim mosques that we choose to go to, right? Because that was something that they always stood on. This is something that they do. This is their culture, right? And we fall victim to it. And we need to stop falling victim to it. This is why it's important to keep these laws, because when you keep these laws, you become separate. You become holy, right? And the Most High lets you know that you become alive when you decide to follow his law, right? Now, you got to understand, right? The important part of the scripture is you become alive, right? We are dead. As a people, we became dead. Listen, all the other nations around the world will literally say, if you watch podcasts, YouTube, TikTok, or whatever, on the internet. A lot of people believe Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people have no culture. A lot of people believe that. They believe that we really are lazy people. And this is why it's so prevalent that you gotta get in the truth and understand that this Bible is your history book.
Right.
These laws is your culture, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. And this is why they work so hard for us to not follow them. And this is a heavy point that you really need to understand. Once you start following these laws, you become alive Blacks, Hispanic, First Nation people. All right. Salaki, so you can read verse 5.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments.
Salaki, the first thing he said is behold. So that means look and pay attention, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. He says, I have taught you statutes, right? That is the levels inside the law. Continue reading. Sir.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me.
So check this out. A judgment is a punishment for breaking the law. So not only he told us the law, and then he illustrated what would happen to us if we did not do the law, which is sin. Right? A lot of us don't understand what sin is. I always thought sin was just doing something that my parents didn't agree with. Or, having the moral code of sitting there thinking like, that's not good. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when, this is why Christianity is so devilish and it's a destruction to our people, it's a virus to our people, because for a lot of us growing up, the Christian church never taught us what sin was. We just thought it was just whatever is opposite of what society might seem is good. And then when we do go against it, we be like, well, God knows my heart. All right, God knows I ain't really want to do that, but then they teach you, what I'm saying? We all fall short of the glory of God. All this comes together, right, and allows us to be able to accept continuously breaking the laws. All right. When they tell you got a personal relationship with the Most High, that allows a person to feel as though when they break a law, the Most High truly knows my intentions. I ain't want to rob this person, right? But I had to get money on the table. And the Most High kind of understands that because we got a personal relationship, right? These are the things that they teach our people, but that's not necessarily the case. That's not what the Most High implied for us as a people, right? Now, this is Moses talking to us, right? And he's letting us know that the Most High has taught us our statutes and our judgments, right? Continue reading. Salaki, so can you continue reading?
That ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it.
That ye should do, right? That means this is not a suggestion. This is what the Most High commanded us to do, right? This is not something you choose to do, right? Or because you feel comfortable doing it, right? Because a lot of times when you look at it, a lot of times when you go out there and speak and teach people about the law, statutes, and commandments, their biggest gripe is not that they like, oh, that's some, because if you ask them like, what law you think we shouldn't be able to keep? Because all of them make sense. There isn't a law that don't make sense, right? They'll say, well, you'll come to the realization that most of the time it's because they are not comfortable with doing it, right? It's going to make them feel uncomfortable. I like eating pork. I want to eat that pork sandwich, right? Telling them they can't have that because that's the law. They're not comfortable with that. You ever had somebody tell you, you know what you're saying is true, but my whole life I've been taught this. It's kind of hard to go against that. That's what a lot of us deal with as a people, right? Because we're comfortable with it. But we gotta really understand though, you can become uncomfortable when it comes to you trying to better your life in your career or in school or whatever you trying to better your life in doing. But when it comes to the Most High, you don't want to get uncomfortable. We decided to fall victim and decide that we don't want to do exactly what we supposed to do. It's like when it comes to following law, statutes, and commandments, we want the easy button. Remember the commercial with the easy button? Yeah. That's what we wanted. We want the easy button. But meanwhile, we'll tell us yo, fight for your dream. You know what I'm saying? No matter if they tell you no 1,000 times, keep striving, keep trying to be great. But only when it comes to dealing with the Most High, it's okay that we fall short. It's okay that we don't strive to become perfect. Right? These are things that's continuously been teaching our people and been taught to our people that's destroying our people. We gotta really understand that the other nations don't want us to follow these laws. They don't want those things to happen to us. Right? They don't want the blessings that happen when we start following these laws, statutes, and commandments. You got something to say?
Hey, yeah, Con. What you're saying is heavy because here's the thing: like you start realizing that people don't go to church to follow the Lord, man.
Right.
People go to church to follow whatever inspirational speaker they think they following. Your Jamal Bryant, your Creflo Dollars, whomever. Because if you go and you hear this truth, a lot of times a lot of people say, man, shit, my grandfather, he don't teach that.
Right.
My grandfather, he different. Yeah, I mean, he was the one, he ain't allowed us in his church. You see what I'm saying? But all the while, he's still doing other things that goes against the Most High.
Right.
So you going to church for your grandfather. You going to church for your grandma or auntie. You see what I'm saying? But you ain't going for the Lord.
Right.
And that's why that's heavy because we follow everything except for the only power that can truly save us.
That's right. The wild and what you brought out was so powerful, right? Think about the Christian church. See, like here in the ISUPK, we are under Command and General Yohana, and it's a rank system. That's who we follow. The Christian church is a church on different corners of every block. How can you say we supposed to come together as a nation? But every church got a different leader, and we following that leader because they say this more different. Growing up Christian church, we would lead churches just because of the sermon that they spoke. Nah, yo, I ain't kind of agree with that sermon. All right, let's go to this next church. This next church, all they do is hoop and holler and dance most of the time. You know what I'm saying? They might speak for like 2 minutes. And eventually we get tired of that. We want to hear some real word. And then we move to another church. Understanding that that's not how God set it up. The Most High set it up with a rank system. Right? And that's how it's supposed to be, us as a nation all together. Christianity divides us so much because, like I said, you can have the church right here on this corner, right down the street is another church. But ain't y'all supposed to be teaching the same thing? Ain't y'all supposed to be following the same thing? Don't y'all supposed to have the same belief system? Why y'all can't come together? Because they are doing something that the world had put up front and allowed them to do. So whenever you decide to do something of the world, it's gonna be where it's at. It's gonna be destroyed. It's never gonna lead you to the Most High. Whatever you choose to do in this world, and you choose it over the Most High, it's never gonna lead you to the Most High. And that's what we starting to realize as a people: Christianity, Islam, Rastafarian, Buddhism, Judaism, looking at the stars, looking at stones now, tarot cards, zodiac signs. Whatever belief you choose, our people continuously choose to follow, thinking it's going to get us away or escape out of this hellhole we living in, we all come to the realization is not doing it. The only thing that will change it is coming into ISUPK and following these laws, statutes, and commandments. Let me get you got Salakia, sir. Can you read verse 6?
Khan, this is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6. Keep therefore and do them.
Oh, Salakia. You read that again. Make sure you read it slow.
Khan, Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6. Keep therefore and do them.
Keep therefore and do them. The Most High didn't give us a suggestion box. It wasn't something we voted on doing. It was simply a command, right? And we all understand it because we've been commanded to do a lot of things in our life, growing up in our life. You know, our parents give us something we're supposed to do. We already know if we don't do that, it's going to be repercussions, right? One thing you learn, us as a people, we choose not to accept accountability for our actions. Most High commanded us to do these things. He didn't say, well, if you feel like it. Matter of fact, Don't celebrate the Sabbath on Sunday, but you can have your own Sabbath. Matter of fact, don't travel to Passover. You can have your own Passover in your house. Matter of fact, choose which high holy days you should celebrate. The other ones, if you don't feel like doing it, don't do it. He never said none of that. He said, this is what we supposed to do. Do it. He commanded us to do them. Keep therefore and do them. And I'm just about to show you why. Continue reading.
Gone. For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
But this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. Listen, when you start keeping the laws, you become wise to a lot of things. I always think about something that's real relatable, especially growing up in Baltimore, right? And you, especially a youth, right? July 4th, it was like a thing in Baltimore to go downtown, go to the inner harbor, right? And no matter how much chaos we seen down there, we would continue to go down there. It was like something to do. We always go down to the harbor on the 4th of July, right? But as you get older and you start paying attention to things, and then you realize, like, nah, I'm not about to be doing those type of things. You realize that at all those events, a lot of unaliving happened. New Year's. Been plenty of times I used to go out for New Year's, and you hear stories all the time about unalivings going on around New Year's. But until you sit back and follow the law, statutes, and commandments, you're still going to go out on New Year's knowing in the back of your head that there's a lot of unaliving. Majority of all these holidays is nothing but unaliving. Soon is about the summer is just about to happen. And we about to have these cookouts for these 4th of July parties and Memorial Days and all that. How many times we done cut on the news and seen multiple unalivings at these cookouts? Why? Because that is something that the Most High does not want us to do. He don't want us to celebrate these holidays, right? And because we don't want us to celebrate these holidays, the wages of sin is death. When we choose to follow those days and choose to celebrate those days, there's a possibility that that might be your day. You watch it, you see it on the news all the time. One day that might be yours. That's why you gotta understand that knowing, just like eating pork or choosing to live the alternate lifestyle and stuff like that, stuff come with that. And sure, by the Most High and by the grace, it ain't happened. But don't understand this. You keep playing these games, you're gonna get a stupid prize, and that's not what you want. All right, that's not what you want. So you need to understand and start following these laws, statutes, and commandments. Because again, the Most High literally told us the wages of sin is death. Point blank, period. That's what happens when you don't follow these laws. It leads to your death. That's why here in the school we're teaching you to follow the laws, because the opposite of death is being alive. That's what we're here to teach you to do. We're trying to give you a formula to continue to live, right? Continue reading.
God. Which shall hear all statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
All right, so check this out. Now, when we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, we're going to be wise and understanding as a people, as a nation. And understand a nation, you know what a nation is? A nation is a race, right? So the nation of Israel is these 12 tribes right here, right? Summed up as Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, all right? These 12 tribes make up Israel. So when we keep our laws, all the other nations is going to look at Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people like, surely this is a great and wise and understanding people. But here come the flip side. As of right now, we falling short of keeping the laws. So when we keep the laws, they're going to say we are wise and understanding people. What do they say about us now? Right? Now they say, those are people who just steal. Those are people who can't keep their families together. Those are people who are lazy. Those are people who don't have no work ethic. Those are YNs. Those women are nothing but 304s. Those people are nothing but people who use the government's assistance, right? This is what they tell us. This is what the nations look at us as. The only way we can change the other nations from looking at us this way is by doing what the scriptures say again. Can you read that last part again?
And say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
That's what we supposed to be. That's how the Most High set it up. That we supposed to be a wise and understanding nation to these other nations. But in fact, we fell short, and now all the other nations look at us like we the lower class. You know, it's always tripped me out. The Hamites, these Africans, you know, they come over to America and quick to say black people is lazy. Black people don't got no work ethic, right? Even though the only reason you over here is because you a melanated person, you think you black, right? And understand this, black people, blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. If you look at society today, everything that we use came from a black person. This laptop right here was created by a black person. The monitor screen that people watch was created by a black person, right? The pen we use, you might be writing notes with a pen, black person. A lot of us ask how we get to the school 3430 Eastern Avenue. A lot of us might need GPS, black person. How you gonna look your GPS up? I haven't been in a car in a long time since I've seen the little old GPSs. Most people use their phone now. Black person created that, right? You go home after this school, you gonna go home, it's hot outside. The AC in your house, black person created that, right? Understand that. When you driving home, hey, if it's a red, green, or yellow light, that's what? Black person created that. You know what I'm saying? Understand that. Black people created so much in this world because we are God's chosen people. But because we've fallen short from following these laws, statutes, and commandments, the rest of the world don't look at us like that. Even though it's evident that black people done did everything, right? Man, the black people done created the toilet, the ironing board, lawnmowers, pressure cooker system, fire extinguishers, the doorknob. One of the Hispanic brothers, he created the color TV. We still be watching TV, black and white. Then a lot of us nowadays in 2026, a lot of people play video games. It was a brother who created the video game cartridge that led to, you know, all these other inventions from him. All right. I'll give y'all one. What's the number one snack in the world? If you're online, you can answer that question. Or you in class. What you think the number one snack in the world is? You got something, sis? What is it? Just think about the number one snack. Everybody gonna use it. There you go. The potato chips. Give it up, please. That's what's up. Potato chips, number one snack around the world. Black man created that. He had to go to a party at a restaurant. He was cooking for the restaurant, and you know what I mean. He ain't think he had time enough to make these potatoes, so he cut them up real thin. They ended up, you know what I'm saying, getting crispy. And boom. Imagine going to a restaurant and you order some potatoes and they bring out chips. See, he ain't even plan to make that, but that's how great we are as a people. He didn't even plan on making chips, and it became the biggest thing, the biggest snack around the world. Our mistakes is still greater than the rest of these other nations. That's why we got to realize when we keep these laws, the things we do is good. That's not a mistake. It's going to be overwhelming. That those other nations are going to look at us and say, yo, that is a wise and understanding people. All right. Remember, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, the law unlocks our power as a nation. All right, let me get and understand this too. So once we start doing that, the rest of the world, they're going to look at these laws and they're going to see the way we apply them, right? And of course, they're going to understand that we are wise and that they are the children of the Lord, right? And this is, again, the reason why we don't do it is because Christianity teaches not to keep the laws of God. We got to really harpen on that and really understand that. There have been sermons, especially if you've grown up in the Christian church, you know, you've not heard these sermons. We do not keep the law. We don't do it. Don't do it no more. Because under the law, you was not nothing. You could never do it. They are leading our people to destruction. They are leading our people to death. Right? And look at our world today. This was the result of us continuously following all these other nations and all these other propaganda. Right? Let me get Jeremiah 10:6.
Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 6. For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord, thou art great, and thy name is great in might.
Like, my bad. I mean, read that one again. I'm gonna see 10:16. It's like, my bad.
10, 16.
Come on, sir.
Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 16. The portion of Jacob is not like them.
Stop. So it says the portion of Jacob is not like them, meaning that Jacob is not like all the other nations. Who is Jacob? Jacob is the progenitor of the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Jacob later got his name changed into Israel, had 12 sons. They became the forefathers of right here, the tribes of Israel, right? So Israel, right, is not like them. Who's the them? You online, you in class, who you think that them is? Who's the them in this scripture? Yes, it's like the Khan. Them is the other nations. Good job, sis. Them is the other nations. So it's letting us know right now, Jacob is not like them other nations, right? Continue reading.
But he is the former of all things.
And this part means basically like everything that's important again to this world, you know, it comes from Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. All right. And this is why it's heavy to realize that once we keep these laws, right, everybody will know that. Everybody will see that. Like when I always think about when I get the kingdom, man, listen, they better raise their hand to speak to me. You know what I'm saying? This is how it's supposed to be now. When they see the Israel or Israelite walking down the street, excuse me, because they're going to be revealed of who we are, how we stand for the Most High, and they're going to understand, right? That's how it's supposed to be, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. We not supposed to be the ones slaving 12 hours at the warehouse. We not supposed to be the ones that have a dream that, yo, maybe I can go on vacation. All right, we not supposed to be the ones who saving up and no matter how hard you try, right, you just barely making it. That's not how the Most High set it up for us. That's not how our life was supposed to be. All right. And I understand it because we've been through so much conditioning. That's why the ISU became so real and so prevalent. It is the formula to get out of that conditioning because this has been generations and generations and generations of this conditioning. All right. We come over here, they beat it into our ancestors, right? And then our ancestors, they have children, and they like, well, in order to make sure my child doesn't become unalived by the slave master, they continuously beat it. And they continuously tell them, hey man, listen, I don't care when how you feel on your own, but when master come around here, you gonna follow this Christianity. And it continuously happened for generations and generations and generations, to the point where, you know, these devils, they didn't even have to beat us anymore. We believed it, we loved it, and we continued to pass it on, right? Even to this day, every Black, Hispanic, and First Nation people know the only reason you was in church was why? Because your parents put you in there, or your grandmother put you in there. Somebody in your family put you in there. And then as you got older, you just was like, I always been going here. It's conditioning. Well, you got something, sir?
It's like that. What you're saying, it's just going back to the scripture if I could. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 10:7. We say, I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Come. And that's heavy.
He's talking about the so-called white man, like he gonna be our servant, and he's sitting upon. It's like he's sitting upon horses,
Right?
And you got the princes, you got Israel. You see what I'm saying? We're walking as servants upon the earth.
Right.
That's what it brought me to when you bring that up.
Come. That's heavy right there, because think about that. Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, when you wake up in the morning, you only want to go to this shift, right? To go do some work. What's like?
Ecclesiastes 10:7.
All right. Understand that, man. You aren't the one who's supposed to be going to work. You wasn't, like the scripture said, princes is going to be up there. Let's read it again. Like
Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses.
Like, God, it said, I've seen servants upon horses. Right now, we got all these other nations riding the horses, right? Sir, they servants to the Most High and to his people. We are above all nations on this earth. I know that kindles your spirit. I know that might make you feel like, you know what I'm saying, there's a demon inside of you when you hear that Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people are saying that you are above all other nations of people. And the Most High said it, right? And that comes from a lot of conditioning, right? It comes from a lot of conditioning, right? That even when you hear the brothers that Ash Brigade tell you, the Most High said you above all nations of people. You wrestle with something in your spirit, and honestly, you know what you really wrestling with? You wrestling with that love of that devil. That's who you really wrestling with. Because we can speak about any other nation, right? But when it comes to, you know what I mean, the white man, the devil, that's when you really want to fight. That's when you say, nah. I was with you when you said the Chinese and Africans. I was with you. The white man, we wouldn't have got out of slavery without the white man. You know what I'm saying? Without the white man, he passed laws that, look at us now. We got the iPhone. You know what I'm saying? We got a cell phone. Look, we can go to work. We can work with them now. That's a demon. Go ahead.
It's like, but then the spring out is heavy. That's the witchcraft of Christianity. You know?
Come.
Christianity is such witchcraft that you can tell people who they are. You can tell people that the Most High stands for you, that you're the Lord's people. And at the end of the day, the witchcraft behind it tells you the so-called white man still should be above me.
Right.
And I should never talk crazy to him.
Right.
Without the so-called white man putting us in slavery, we would have never known Jesus Christ.
Right.
You got black people who actually believe that.
Come. Facts. And that's heavy what you bringing out. Think about this, sir. We teach black people on how to save themselves, how we save ourselves, how we become not destroyed, how we keep our families together, right? How we eat what we supposed to eat as a people, and that we are great no matter what the world tell you. You know what they say online? Y'all hate us. Y'all hate people. Like you said, that's witchcraft. That to that point, like, and you know, it'd be baffling. I remember I've been in the truth about 5 years, right? And I remember telling somebody telling somebody about it, and they've been around. And then I want to say, like, a couple months ago, they said, "Oh, y'all read the Bible? Well, like, what you think we've been doing?" But that's how the demon, when like, and you really gotta understand something too when it comes to the truth. It ain't, if America say it's fine, I'm trying to tell you 9 times out of 10, it's not. And it definitely go against the Most High. Hearing the truth, we don't go with what America wants us to do. We go with what the Most High say do. That's the important part. The America wanted us to go celebrate Easter. That's what America wanted us to do. But we were celebrating Passover, keeping our high holy day. All right. That's what we supposed to do, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. All right. So remember, the scriptures is letting us know that, like, this was going to happen. Servants will be on horses, and the people that's princes and princesses and kings, they going to be walking in the mud, tailing the horse. Imagine, you should feel some type of way about that, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. When these scriptures started coming out to me, when I was when I first was learning this stuff, it made me feel some type of way, because that man who was leading me when I was in that Christian church and going to mad Bible studies and he going to Bible, I don't even know what they teach at Bible school, because it's baffling to me. I just think you're taking our money. We paying for you to go to Bible school. Or what you reading? What you learning? Because you clearly ain't, listen, understand this, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, in order to get in the truth, you got to get rid of everything you know about Christianity, because all of it is a lie. You got to do that, because all they do is just, I don't understand it. You got to get away. You got to break away from that. And hearing the truth under Commander General Hana, we got to answer how to break away from it. Right? All right, Latia, can you continue reading? What was that? Come here. Yeah, you can read it from the top.
Jeremiah 10, verse 16. The portion of Jacob is not like him, but he is the former of all things. And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name.
Listen, we are above all nations. But when we fall short and do not keep these laws and statutes, commandments, we become less than these other nations. Look at it like this. Everybody on earth, everybody in the world know Black women, Hispanic women, Native American women, baddest women on earth.
Right.
Everybody know that. Right? But you know what happened? When we stop following the laws, the statutes, and commandments, what our women become? Like Cardi B and Sexy Red. And now we are deemed as lower class women. That's how society views us, because we don't keep the law, statutes, and commandments. It ain't, and the crazy thing about it is, those other nations of women try to do everything that Black, Hispanic, and First Nation women do. They try to do it so hard to be like them. I just still don't understand how, like, a devil, she get a little pieces of the lips, and they be like, "Oh, her lips is full." You know, like, bro, what? You know what I'm saying? Her lips is full. Like, come on, man. Why are we giving her points for something our sisters always have? You know what I'm saying? This is the thing, right? And then our sisters, we choose to follow these other nations, and then now we got, like, to go. We just look at our sisters now, Megan Thee Stallions and stuff like that, preaching that type of rhetoric to our daughters and stuff. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. Black, it's almost like they're ashamed of Black women for her natural beauty.
Right.
Just so she can stop trying to look like herself.
Right.
And they go start looking like her.
Right.
Like, a Black woman got thicker lips. You see what I'm saying? Then you got people going out the country getting injections in their lips to have full lips.
Right. Come.
The so-called white woman, like, she be married, and if she got little sides to her husband hates her. He called her pet pigs and all that. You see what I'm saying? Now everybody wants to be yelled. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, the things that they shame the black woman for, that's what everybody wants to do. But they gotta shame the black woman first.
Right.
When the black woman start trying to be like her, that's when they come in, they try to take her place.
Come. And what's so heavy about what you bringing out is the reason how people fall so victim for their crafty games is, for one, we not following the laws. And that's destruction on the whole. Like, when I mean they condition ourselves to hate ourselves that much, they'll literally say, nah, yo, you don't wear your curly hair, make it straight. And then that same woman who tell you make it straight and get rid of all your little excess body weight or whatever, she'll put it on her right there in your face. Think about, that's what's going on in this world, and that's how much of conditioning we've been destroyed to hate ourselves. And you know why? It's because the Christian church has not been teaching us that this Bible is our history book and these laws is our culture and our history. That has been destroying us as a people. When you sit here and think about it, it's so heavy, because they'll have us like can't no devil say nothing to me, because I read the scriptures. I know about my people. Yo, you lesser than me, man. Who is you to have an opinion on anything we do over here? One brother decided to wear a ball cap backwards, and to this day, they love wearing ball caps backwards. One brother decided he want to sag his jeans. Now everybody sag their jeans, right? One brother decided he wanted to wear it. Like, we all know that. This is a part of our culture. We set trends on this earth. I just found out they got Punjabi rap. Saw that on TikTok. We start rapping in our ghettos and our hoods. Now the sun, everybody trying to rap. Japanese got rappers. Everybody want to rap. That's because this is what we support. Like the evidence is there, Black, Hispanics, and First Nation people. The problem is we not reaping the benefits of it because we not keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. It's like we elevating with all the things we do on this earth to make everybody great. We not reaping the benefits because we not doing what we supposed to do. How about if we was to ever have an Olympics, it'd be Israel, our Israel, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. We going home with gold every year. We reap the benefits of that. We out here playing the Olympics, doing it for the United States of America, rooting them on, knowing daggone well they don't care about you, Black, Hispanics, and First Nation people. They done just listen. They created laws. This is like a slap. They had your people march and get hoses sicked on them and thugs sicked on them, so they can pass a law that allow you to be able to work with them. Then generations later, not even generations later, for real, I think those laws was passed in the 70s. Now it's 2026, and a lot of people gotta realize that ain't that long ago. Right? Now they like, nah, you wasn't even good to qualify for that. We're gonna take that away. Like, it's just constant slaps in our face. And the sad part about it is we are the only nation of people who don't care about our history. You know why we don't care about our history? Because our history hasn't been taught. And our history is that this scriptures is our history book. When we not taught that, we the only nation on earth who walk around here with no history. All right? Understand that, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. When I found out, like Christ from the tribe of Judah, and I'm from the tribe of Judah, yo, that's crazy. Yeah, you're part of my fam. Like, what you mean? And I found out David, like, that's your family members. They your ancestors. Think about who you come from. The other nations they're taking your book and try to act like those people in the Bible is their family members. They want to be so a part of them because those people are so, they them. Guess what, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people? You're them too. All right? You want some years later after this, you want some 100 years later for them to revere you, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, the same way they revered David and them in the scriptures, right? That's what we do. Everything you see the prophets and the priests in the Bible scriptures did, you can see it right here today in the ISUPK, right? So understand that. Good, yeah. Oh yeah, come on. All right. And we gonna play this video basically letting you know, like, listen, when the scriptures say they created crafty counsel, they came up with multiple avenues and multiple ways to destroy you. I forgot who said this. They said, yo, the best way to oppress a people is to use people that look just like them. Right? Understand that this Farrakhan, he up there saying that the way we look also is a curse. Right? The way we are, our beauty or whatever, is a curse. This is nothing but just the same thing the devil say. That's all it is. They just patting a new face on it. Think about every movement in the world. Every movement in the world. In order for that movement to succeed, yo, you gotta patent, you gotta put somebody from Israel on it. Remember, the feminist movement wasn't nothing. It was just a bunch of Beckys and Karens crying until what they do. They got a sister in it. Right? The alternate lifestyle. Listen, they've been alternate lifestyle in their whole entire history. Right? Greece, bro. This is part of their whole history. Nobody took it serious until you know what they decided to do. We gotta get the Israelites in it. Put it on it. Boom. Now laws is passed. Right? Everything that happens in America, they gotta get Israel face on it. What happened when it come to voting? Hey man, we gotta get the black vote. What Kamala decide to do? She get to decide to have some sisters that don't follow the laws. They decide, yo, how we gonna get black people to vote? We gonna go out there and shake our tail. That's how we gonna get black people to vote. It's a for one, and this is the sad part about it, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Peoples. That's why we gotta really learn our history and realize who we come from. Shorty not even black. Shorty not our people. She talking about, yo, I done cooked collard greens in the bathtub. Shorty talking about, I'm gonna put rap songs and who, yo, you making a mockery of who we are. All right? Understand that Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, they might smile and what the scriptures say, a soothing tongue. What was that scripture? Oh, what is it? Yeah, the smooth like butter. Yeah. Words are smooth like butter, because that's what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna say stuff that make you feel as though they for you, but in reality, they not for you. All right. Now we're gonna show you this video. Slide, so you got it for me. You would present. Let's see if it's playing on the phone.
Of East Asia, which we now call Africa. So Shabazz was not permitted to stay in that area, so he took his family into the jungle of East Asia, which we now call Africa, to make a people close to nature. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, this is the origin of kinky hair.
All right, pause it.
Because we didn't have kinky hair.
Pause it real quick.
To that.
All right, already. Listen. One thing I learned the truth. Our people, we get high. We get high. Right? So understand that. Listen, this is the type of stuff that we gotta go through and we hear, and a lot of people fall for it. You know what I'm saying? Talking about you wanted to make people closer to what was it, nature or humankind? Right. That's so. This is where this story is coming from, and this is his explanation to how black people got close to humankind. You can continue playing this, sir.
The hair on our head was like the hair on our eyebrows. The hair on your eyebrows straight. The hair on your head is not the same as the hair on your eyebrow. But the hair of every other people is the same as their eyebrow. Your eyebrow straight, your hair something different. Wouldn't you like the hair on your head to be as straight as the hair on your eyebrow? That's why you so busy frying it. That's why you so busy pulling it. Because your nature tells you.
Think about, said the reason you want your eyebrows, I mean your hair to be straight, is because basically he's saying you really want it done to you. Like, no, the reason our people want their hair to be straight is because we look at the other nations as they are better than us. That's what we've been conditioned to see on TV all the single time. Every single growing up, that's all you see on TV is straight hair. So our sisters believe, yo, that's how you look good, straight hair. It's not that we grabbed our eyelashes and said, yo, this hair is straight. I wish my hair on top of my head was just like that. Who think like that? Right? A lot of our people really gotta realize a lot of people that we follow are they walk around with America's agenda on how to destroy blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. You can continue playing it.
I wanted to say something.
Go ahead.
No, I want to say, like, yeah, that's crazy. He said that, like, we, like, since the beginning, we just looked at our eyebrows and was fascinated with the texture and wanted our hair on our head. And no, we embraced our hair.
Right.
It's just we want to survive, and we need money, and we know we gotta look away a certain way because America promotes that. You know what I mean? What looks presentable,
right?
And because these people that create what looks presentable hires me, right, then I have to look presentable to their eyes. That's why.
Right.
I mean, I'm not sitting in here like every time I used to hear my sister in there, she used to be fussing because she had to get some type of straightening in her hair. My mom used to be like, yo, I'm only putting a perm in your hair one time a month. And you know what I mean? I ain't here like this is a must. I had like, you know, we trying to find a way around this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Other than I want this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, that was heavy because if you really watch that video, he basically saying it like we wanted it. Nah, like our people's trying to survive.
And then it's not nature.
Right.
Like, it's not nature. It's not nature for us to have straight hair. That's crazy. He would say that. He just lied straight in front of everybody. You know what I mean? What's natural is what you naturally have.
Right.
Like if I'm naturally going bald. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't stop that. That's the way it is. Like, that's crazy. He said that.
That the kink. I mean, you know, with I'm black and I'm proud. We got to learn to be proud of kinks, because most of your family of other black people on the earth, jet black. They didn't have no broad nose and thick lips and kinky hair. They were dark-skinned people, jet black, but they had straight hair, a thinner lip, a thinner nose. But we are marked as a different kind of black person. And we were rejected and despised, not only from the circle of the gods, but we were despised and rejected by all the other dark people of the earth. This is why today black people with kinky hair and broad nose and thick
this right here is so heavy when you look at why our people stay oppressed and stay in the conditioning we in, because we listen to people and we take their word as value, knowing that everything he mentioned, the lips, the hair, the skin, those are things that make us who we are, right? And for him to say we had to get comfortable with him just because, like, first we understood why the oppressor felt some way about it. right? Now he's saying everybody feels some way about it. And now we should feel some type of way about it. He basically, you know what I'm saying, put down the I'm black and I'm proud, right? He like, yeah, you had to become proud because you ain't had no other choice. But why people couldn't be cool with what they got? You know what I'm saying? Like this. Go ahead.
No, I'll say something.
Yeah, so it's like we really gotta like start really understanding that the only person we should be following, right, is Commander General Yohana, man. All that other stuff, like this right here is literally teaching hate to our people about themselves. But you know, these devils, they so smart with this crafty council, they put a black man in front of it. And then what's heavy, yo, he teaching the doctrine that's not even for black people anyway. So it's not surprising that they teaching the doctrine like this. Go ahead.
I want to say, where does curse come from?
Yeah,
like it seemed like he just started in the middle. Maybe I gotta watch the whole video.
I think it was some,
but I want to know how we obtained the curse.
You know what
I'm saying? From him even saying that the person just wanted to create Shabbat, just wanted to create some people that was close, that was naturally close. Like, where did curse come from? And then why the oppressor ain't curse?
Right.
Where is curse then?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think it was the Yaku. He wanted to create people. The other gods. It was crazy because I think Captain Tazariak had battled a Muslim on this story one time, and it's like the other, I guess the God, whoever created us, he went outside of his little meeting with the gods and created us, and we got punished because he created us, something like that. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you,
no sweat.
like people, yo. Listen, it's a scripture that said we all got itching ears. Yeah. Right. His words are smoother than butter. And like, listen, he talks smooth. He talked real smooth, right? And for a lot of us, you know, we fall victim to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us fall victim to the stuff that's been speaking in the Christian church because they talk smooth, right? And they got that from the devils. The devils is number one for talking smooth. They'll literally be like, yeah, man, yo, you was great today. As soon as you go home, fire them. Get them up out of here. That's what they do. Like, listen, they will shake your hand. Listen, I really want everybody to really watch this show. It used to be on, I think it's still on Hulu, called I think it's called Barbarians. So the Romans used to call everybody who they fought during this period of time barbarians. So it was on Hulu. So and it talked about every Roman real big battle and how the Romans beat them. In every single battle, the deciding point was the Romans coming to the table and saying, we offer you peace. And that night, or that next day, or that next night, when you and your people are celebrating that y'all are having peace and y'all done fighting, guess who's not celebrating? The Roman army will come in and unalive you and it's over. Listen, this is why the scriptures are so heavy when it says, do never trust your enemy. They're going to talk smooth to you. Only time they talking smooth to you, they're trying to set you up. And the crazy thing is, blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, we understand it when we deal with our people. I remember growing up in Baltimore. Listen, if I'm on the bus stop waiting, if you ask me the time, I already think you trying to rock. Like, if somebody come up to you and they don't know you, in Baltimore, we always used to think, if you ask me a question, I think you trying to do something. That's how we should feel about these devils. Because they will literally smile, and we've seen it all the time. But for some reason, we'll always be like, no, not all black, not all white people like that. But meanwhile, in that same breath, when we say not all white people like that, all you gotta do is say this back. Well, what about the YNs, our youth? Oh yeah, they terrible. Man, we gotta get them. somebody got to fix it. They just have no respect. You see how, like, when it comes to white people, they can differentiate, or they all not good. I mean, they all not bad. But when it comes to our people and our youth, yo, they all bad. That's because a lot of conditioning and self-hate that we've been facing as a people. You got any more on that video? Or you done with it? All right, the water. All right, you can go ahead. Can you read the other one you pulled? The lust, the itching ears. It's probably like one of my favorite scriptures, because especially when you go up in the truth, when you grow into the, it's like when you're in the truth, right? And you start to talk about people be asking you about the truth and stuff like that. This right here is something you always gonna have to remember. Go, you can read it for me.
Come. This is Salakia.
Because what happens is, and
I got it.
go ahead.
Khan. This is 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 4. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and it shall be turned into fables.
All right, so
Salakia, verse 3. When we start at verse 3, because verse 3 says the itching ears part.
concept.
2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine.
So sound doctrine is truthful doctrine. Doctrine that's backed up like the truth. Listen, when I decided to really get into the truth, I ain't gonna hold you. My first couple months here, I'm like, nah, yo, these dudes. Because the first time I ever seen ISUPK, I seen Captain Cesario battle this guy in New York. And I'm like, yo, I've been in the Christian church my whole life, bro. You tripping, you lying. All right. So I would literally watch videos to see like if it's something in it. Like if they can ever get caught up. You know what I found out? They don't get caught up. Because it's a sound that is real. This is the truth. This is all it is. You can look at history and all that. ISUPK is the home of the truth. And if you're not in ISUPK, you're not in the truth. That's why we say, because it's sound doctrine. And you know, our people nowadays turn away from sound doctrine, and what they do. Continue reading.
But after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers.
There you go. So then a lot of our people decide to heap to themselves and become their own teachers. Right? That's what make their own understanding of what they want from God or what God wants from them. Their own understanding. And that again goes to the Christian church, because first it was right. Once you become saved, they tell you it's a personal relationship. So that's you heaping onto your own understanding, right? That's you deciding, like, well, I mean, because there's some Christians who might not eat pork and be like, God say don't eat pork. But then there's some Christians who say eat pork. It's okay to eat pork. God prayed over it. Well, then that's the reason they so different, is because they got their own understanding and they run with what they want to believe in instead of what the Most High want to believe in. Continue reading.
Having itching ears.
And that's what happened. You end up having itching ears and you run to whatever religion under the sun. All right? And that's just what happened. Christianity leads you that way anyway. It leads you to the alternate lifestyle. It leads you to leaving the whole scriptures itself by period. Right? It has so much effects on our people. This is what happens. We'll have itching ears and we'll turn into fables and we'll just listen to anything that suffice instead of the truth. All right. The water for that, sir. Let me get Deuteronomy 7:1.
Come on.
And once we realize how powerful these laws will be for us as a people, we'll get back on top. Because right now, Christianity and Islam is ruling our communities. I've literally over the past couple weeks, I don't know what this whole trending topic is on Facebook, but it's something like, I didn't know Baltimore was mostly Christians. And then I seen another post like a couple weeks ago, since when did Baltimore become straight all Muslims? And then like it is profound because I be watching, just reading the comments and stuff like that. And you come to find out like Baltimore right now is ran by Christians and Muslims. Muslims is rising. And you got to understand that, like, look, in the 60s, we thought, a lot of people and us as the people, we all thought that Islam was the blackest black thing. We all thought that that was a black man's religion, right? But there is a group of people who didn't believe that in the 60s. Malcolm X go overseas, find out, yo, it's white people celebrating white Muslims, Arab Muslims, who come back to America, let it all be known. You know who was telling them in the 60s that Islam is not for black people? There's a group of brothers who would go out on the corners in the 60s and tell everybody that Islam is not for black people. It's the ISUPK. We would go out there and tell them in the 60s that blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people should not be messing with Islam. But our people just chose not to listen, and that's what happens. They have itching ears. You know, and then Malcolm, you know what I'm saying, told a lot of people, and a lot of stuff hadn't transpired after that. But understand that we've been here, blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, and it's time that we need to start listening because we are the solution. You done tried everything else. You done tried so many other religions. You done tried so many other thought processes. You done tried sages in the house. You done tried to get high. You done tried every single thing. You done had your voter button. You done marched Black Lives Don't Matter. You done did everything you think you're supposed to be doing. We are telling you this is what you are supposed to be doing. This is how you get back to your power. All right, you got it for me?
Khan. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1, right?
Come.
When the Lord thine God shall bring thee into the land, whether thou goest to possess it.
All right, so a quick backstory on this. This is the Most High letting us know that when we go into our land, this is how the things that he wants us to do. And during this period of time, the Most High was letting us know we can do these actions. Today's time now, we don't need to like it's gonna be some actions that we're not supposed to do as a people right now. You know what I'm saying? But this is God's instructions during this period of time. So I don't want nobody, when they hear the scripture, be like, oh, so you basically saying we can go possess the land, just go take the land? Nah, that's not what we saying. We saying this is what happened in the scriptures. This is what happened in history. All right. And this was the Most High had commanded us back then. All right, continue reading.
And have cast out many nations before thee.
All right. So when the Most High told us to go into the land, which today a lot of people like to say Israel's in Africa. It's not. It's the Middle East, right? That whole predominantly almost the whole Middle East was a part of it, was Israel. That's the promised land, right? When the Most High told us to go into this land, continue reading.
Come on. The Hittites.
Like my bad. It say my bad. Say when the Lord thy God shall bring thee into the land, whether thou goest and possess it, and has cast out many nations before thee. The important part about that is he telling us to cast out many nations. Why do you think he wants us to cast out these nations? Now later in the scriptures, when we get down to another verses, we're going to show you why. But there should not be another group of people in your home, in your land, in your neighborhoods. Listen, blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, we have everybody. We got devils policing us. All our food stores is ran by some other devil nation. All right. Everywhere we go to hang out, ran by some devil nation. The gas stations, the supermarkets, the fried rice spot, the chicken spot, all in our community is from another nation. Even the doctrines and religions we have in our communities, they are taught and created from another nation. All our communities is under attack by other nations, right? So this is why the Most High is letting us know, like, yo, listen, bro, when you take this land, right, you gotta cast out these other nations because certain things happens once these other nations is here. All right, you can go down to verse
4.
We'll go to verse 2. And why I want you to go to verse 2 was because I want people watching on class to really understand how drastic and how serious the Most High was about us mingling with other nations. Because stuff happens when we mingle with other nations. All right. I want you to understand that this is the Most High letting us know, right, during this period of time, what we should have done when you come in contact with these other nations. And then we're going to go to verse 4. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 2. And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them.
I mean, attack them. Continue.
And utterly destroy them.
Listen, wipe them out. And this is heavy. This next part is real heavy. Continue reading.
Thou shalt make no covenants with them.
That means no friendship with them, no pact with them, no agreement with them. Don't accept their beautiful cult, how beautiful their culture is. We are the only people who celebrate everybody else's holidays. What's the green one? What's the green one? When everybody go to the bars. St. Patrick's Day. Man, listen, blacks, Hispanics love celebrating that day. I mean, downtown, they be all dressed up in green. We love to celebrate everybody else's holidays, except our high holy days. All right. This is why the Most High don't want you to make no covenant with them, none of that. Right? He don't want none of that. Because here's the start. If you do be around, right, certain things begin to happen. This is why he illustrated us to do this. And this is heavy because this piggyback on my brother spoke about yesterday. Go ahead, verse 3.
Nor show mercy unto them.
Don't show mercy unto them. When we show mercy unto them, certain things happen to us as a people. Go ahead, continue reading.
Verse 4.
No, go to verse 3. You can read verse 3.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thine son.
Understand, if you're not in the truth, you probably didn't understand that marriage is lying down with them, right? My brother taught a powerful class yesterday about lying down with a person that's not from your nation. You just had a story about the sister who lied down with a devil and became unalived, right? It happens all the time. This is why the Most High is telling us. He's giving us the cheat sheet to the exam, right? If our people know that we wasn't supposed to lie with another people from another nation, then a lot of that wouldn't have happened, right? But a lot of us don't know that, right? That's why I'm telling you the ISUPK is the answer to our problems, right? Now you go. What's it again? Yeah, do not have sex with other nations. That's heavy. And look, if you watch TV nowadays, it's for some reason it's interracial in almost every show. You like, I was just watching Malcolm in the Middle, and he like, I got a girlfriend, black lady coming over. I said, this is crazy. Like, bro, everything is interracial because what they're trying, and this is the sad part about it, what they're trying, you gotta understand, Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people, it's for you. This conditioning is not for them. It's for you. They want you to let go of your God and you stop following and loving on your own people because they do that. They don't care about that. We're the only people who really believe in Christianity. Forgive everybody. You gotta realize when they made a crafty council, 90% of all this stuff is to affect Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. And that's why keeping the laws allow you to become wise and understand. You see that. These devils don't care about no interracial marriages and stuff like that, but they throw it in your face so you cannot care about it, and then you can join them. Becky ain't joining us. Becky gonna go join Kyle. But they don't want our sisters, our Ashleys, right, to go over there. They don't want our Ashleys to stay home with Jerome. They want them to go over there with Kyle, right? Understand that. Now, this is the heaviest part right here. Go continue reading.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 4. For they will turn away thine son from following me.
That's what happened. Listen, the Most High illustrated the plan. He like, yo, when y'all go in there, man, I don't want you to show no mercy. I don't want you to even make a deal with them. I don't want nothing. I want y'all to wipe them out. Don't lie with them. Don't do nothing with them. Why? Because what's going to happen is they're going to turn away thy sons and daughters from following what I said do. And look at us in 2026. We are deciding because we didn't follow these laws and listen to this commandment. Guess what? Guess what? We serve other gods. And it's all been illustrated. This will make the Bible so heavy in the Most High. Like, he let it be known then. But see, like, imagine if our generations was in the truth before this, right? Like, and this was taught to us. A lot of stuff wouldn't be happening. But because, again, we was following behind Christianity and all these type of things, something like this, that is so plain. Listen, don't be chilling with them because what's going to happen is you're going to serve another God. You just look it up. In Baltimore City, Christianity and Muslims are the number one religions in Baltimore. And more than 50% of them is blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people. All right? We serve other gods. Even though your God say, yo, I want y'all to be above everybody. Even though your God say, yo, listen, anybody mess with you, I'll destroy him. Even though your God say, man, celebrate all the victories I done give you. All right? Even though the God done parted the sea for us. Even though the God done destroyed and wiped out armies for us on countless occasions. Even though, no matter what our Most High had done for us, we still choose to serve other gods. It's baffling. All right, but we need to understand that we should continuously follow his laws. Continue reading.
That they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
And that's what's happening. Listen, man, if I continuously go out my way and stand in the gap and show love to whoever, you know what I mean, my family, right? And no matter what, at every crossroad, every time, they like, man, whatever. You always gonna feel, you would feel some type of way. Why do you think the Most High don't feel some type of way? Listen, we was in the desert complaining about starving. He made manna come from the heavens. We ate it. Like, put yourself in that predicament though. Like, y'all walk around, can't find no food. You pray. He dropped manna from the heavens. We eat it. And then we say, yo, he left us out here to die. That's our people. That's who we are as a people. We got to become better than that and realize who we got as our power, right? We won't even have to worry about these other nations because he's going to destroy them. I just can't wait for Passover number 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Passover, about our destruction in Egypt, that's already lit. You know what I mean? Passover against America going to be crazy. All right? So, understand that, and I'm gonna just finish with this. Let me get James 1:22. Is it like
if I may?
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying, like, read, like when you say I was thinking about when you said like Baltimore used to be Christians and now it's Muslims and like it's either Muslims or Christians. Like, you know, I was watching the Al Sharpton video when the young brother said, how many people in here is under 35 and only 3 people put their hands up. Mm-hmm. And then he said, like, well, like, you know, that's kind of the issue. Like, we not following after, you know, he was coming at the old people like in the joint. He was telling us to vote and that ain't nothing gonna happen overnight. And he was saying, like, you know, and then Al Sharpton came up against him and said that he was the agent. and he was stupid because he was saying if they're not giving us revelation. Yo, made me think about it. Like, yo, you know, seems like now, like in the Christian church, it's a whole bunch of older people
Right.
that follow after, you know, the way of like marching, not saying nothing, like not speaking, like speaking up, but not doing no action. You know what I'm saying? Just waiting, hoping, and praying. And then that made room for Islam to come in to gain a young community with a little bit of masculinity, what was masked as masculinity, because, you know, they got Malcolm X with them.
Right.
And he militant. And they got Cassius Clay, and he's the greatest boxer. Now everybody want to be a fighter and good fighter. So now they got the cover of masculinity. And then we get beguiled by that and we get into it, and it's the same thing as Christianity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right, I could just what you're saying. Islam is a jailhouse religion.
Right.
It is a jailhouse gang. You see what I'm saying? Brothers go into the brothers. They don't be nothing. They be Christians when they outside, when they on the street, and when they go to prison, they become Muslim.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They come out and they gotta stand on certain things, because 9 times out of 10, they probably in situations or they probably doing certain things that's gonna send them back. You see what I'm saying? If you look at a city like Baltimore, you feel me? You look at the youth. If you look at the youth and stuff like that that's going to jail, that's why you see so much Islam, because of the oppression and us going to prison.
Right.
You know, in prison, Islam is a game. You see what I'm saying? So you scary. You get on your knees and you take that, they call, you take your vow and you pray 5 times a day for your protection. Your shahada. You know what I mean? So that's where a lot of that stuff come from, you know? And now it's pouring out into the streets.
Right.
And that's why you're saying what we see.
You know what I'm saying? So understand that, man. Like, we just gotta start following behind our God. All right. Between you got, it's like you said, you got 1 James 1:22.
You said James.
Concert 1:22.
James chapter 1, verse 22. But be you doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves.
Listen, the scriptures is telling us to be doers of the word. The Most High, he gave us law, statutes, and commandments. They were commandments. They are commands, not suggestions. It's not something we should want to do when we comfortable. Do it on this day, but not this day. He commanded us to do it. And that's what we should do. Understand that as long as we keep these law, statutes, and commandments, eventually the world gonna realize who we are, and then we gonna know who we are. All right. But as long as we continue to follow these other nations, all right, we're gonna be seen as an unwise and non-understanding nation. Even though the scriptures let us know when we keep these laws, we become wise and understanding, and the whole world will know that we are a great nation. So with that, we're the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. And we've been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and First Nation people that we are the real Jews of the Bible. The water and Shalom, Israel. Oh, Salaki. And I'll be passing the class off to Officer Matazabah for reading the security announcements.
These are the security announcements. We at ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes to school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced Mayashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. Like I said, we just had Passover. We just finished Days of Unleavened Bread. And the same reminder, Akim and Akwakin to check for social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and material. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he's to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, we're gonna give a one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel. Imagine Shabbat, imagine Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. Yadi Bata, Saw, which means turn. Sisters Amadian. Men of Israel, we're gonna give a one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, imagine Barak. Yahweh Shema, Alatan Ba Shem Yahushua. Yahweh. Alatan. Ba Hashem. Yahushua. Yadi Mata, class dismissed.
We got black Latinos and Native Americans. When the Lord says that our kingdom is to come, as long as we follow the law, statutes, and commandments.
I got the camera bag, I'm the cameraman. If shit getting active, I'ma stand it down. We taking ground, call the ambulance. That shit go. Right, left, right, left. If shit go left, you best get right, or you'll get left. You got that right. That shit go. If you got a problem, we'll handle it. Niggas acting hard, you better stand on it. We on every corner, we stamping it. You better get your life for this camp shit. We ain't playing around, there's no cowards, dog. If niggas charged up, you get powered off. Rude of speech, keep it raw. It ain't my fault that you niggas soft. It ain't my fault that these niggas frauds. It ain't my fault that them niggas rats. If your colors fly, you don't get that shit go. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. If shit go left, you best get right, or you'll get left. You got that right. That shit go left, right, left, right, left. If shit go left, you best get right, or you'll get left. You got that right. That shit go.
B-Raw, wanna go to war, gotta hop into the van. Tryna cut the scene is something you don't understand. Getting checked for my betterment, better take it like a man. Nigga, how you walk away for camp? If you willing to die, you better be willing to stand. Take a trip around the world, see a bunch of corners held by them UPK niggas. All them UPK niggas go to camp. And I'm on Shamar here, hanging out the car. Wonder when I pull up straight to the battlefield. And I'ma make sure niggas make it back home. Say, nigga, what you thought? Well, anything moving, I be on. Gotta remind them, we nothing like them niggas that you saw. If you hear back up, that'll be your last time to get out the way. The price to pay before.
That shit go left.
Nah, for real though.
Left, right, left. If shit go left, you best get right, or you'll get left. You got that right. That shit go left.
Nah, for real though.
Left, left. If shit go left, you best get right, or you'll get left. You got that.
Y'all, I'm